The painful decision we've had to make is in regard to Catholic education on the east end of Long Island is the decision for at the end of this school year to close McGann Mercy High School.
I was in shock, and it didn't really settle in until like a week or two, and then kind of had a mental breakdown.
To see it slip away like that is painful.
It was complete shock, and you know, it took your breath away.
She just like started crying. It was like someone in our family died.
Total shock and disappointment. And oh my gosh, what are we going to do now?
I just like didn't believe it. It was like crazy.
It was like something that was like a culture shock to me, and it was like it was just so surreal.
It's really heartbreaking.
People talk about their life flashes before their eyes. You know, you get a wave of emotion that overcomes you when we got the news, and you know, again, it was a struggle from that point forward. So.
Finding out that Mercy was going to close through a robocall, referencing us to see a letter from the bishop, was disgusting.
You know, they had a plan in place. They executed the plan. They knew feelings were going to be hurt. They knew people were going to be upset. It's just matter of fact. I mean, that was a business decision on their part. And unfortunately, sometimes when you make business decisions like that, you take the personal out of it. You don't think about anybody's feelings. You don't. And in this situation, I don't think you cared about, no matter what they can sit there and say, they didn't care about anybody's feelings. They didn't care about the kids. They didn't care about the families. They didn't care about the alumni. You know, and I think that's tough to handle. But again, that was a business decision. They handled it like big business.
When I found out, it was from my friend Finn. And he texted me, he said, go check your email, like, Mercy's closing. And I laughed at first, and I was like, there's no way, like, a high school can't close like that.
So I remember I was on the couch, I was looking at my phone, and I think I was the first one in my family to see it, and then I went and told my mom to go and check the Mercy website, and then she saw like the letter that the bishop sent out.
They called the meeting. I remember telling Missy Edwards, our AD, I'm like, we need to practice. Why are we like canceling practice? She's like, didn't really respond. So I knew something was up. And then when I went into the meeting, I saw D-Rock to the left, and he never sits over there, and he was upset, and I knew at that moment something very bad was going to happen. And then they told us about 3 minutes later.
So since they closed Mercy, the closest like Catholic schools for other students to go to is like 45 minutes away, and that's a lot to put on families to travel. You know, kids have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning just to go to school, and then if they play sports, they won't get home till 9:30. That just takes a toll on families, and it's just not fair. So my parents both went to Mercy. All of their siblings went. They were high school sweethearts, my parents. So like it was kind of, we were brought up like with the intention of going to Mercy, and it was something that's been in our family for so long. And it was always something that I wanted to have my kids go to Mercy when I got older.
It really took a toll on my mom because my grandpa was the first graduating class of Mercy, and my brother and sister graduated from Mercy in 2016. So it would mean a lot for like all three of her kids to graduate, but the fact that I didn't get to really affected her.
Being a part of Mercy is something that's indescribable. You can't really, there's no words for it unless you're a student, unless you're a coach, unless you're a teacher. It's
hard to describe unless you've been a part of it. And all I can equate it to is being a part of a family, a large extended family.
It kind of shapes you into who you are. There's like an element of pride and integrity that goes into it. And it's like you're taught to do what you can where you are with what you have, and I think that like we thrived off of that.
I would explain Mercy more as a family, not a school, just because of how like small it was and like everyone knew everyone.
Mercy really taught me like just like overall like respect And it taught me really like what a family is, you know, because I consider like everyone in that school like a family, and I don't think a lot of schools have that, what Mercy had.
And then the closeness between the faculty and the students as well. Like, all your teachers knew you like personally, like they were there to help you if you needed it. You weren't just like really a number.
The reason like most people are sent to Mercy is because it is small. You do get that sense of community, like that's the point of it. It was a really close-knit community. The teachers really cared about their job. They're there because they love it. They were there because they cared about you. I couldn't imagine if I wasn't able to graduate from Mercy. It's something that's in my blood. It's something that no one will ever be able to take away from you. And having to start over at a new school would be extremely difficult for me. And having the stress of starting over, making new friends, being, you know, put into the mix without any warning.
When school first closed, around that time, like that was the time that we were, as like juniors, supposed to start thinking about colleges, but like we got set back and had to start thinking about high schools instead. So it really put us behind everyone else.
So thinking about not only like the students and us, like the faculty was affected just as much as we were, maybe even worse because they had to scramble for jobs. I remember them about like 3 weeks of school left, a lot of the teachers being absent, going to job interviews at other schools to get a teaching job. And
then it's, you know, you're kind of in scramble mode, and you know, hey, I gotta find a job. Hey, I gotta find someplace for my son to go to school. I gotta get resumes out. I haven't been on an interview since, you know, 2003. I gotta learn how to interview all over again. I need a new suit. You know, I mean, all these things run through your mind. So, you know, it was a real struggle. And in the meantime, while all this is going on, I still got kids I got to teach. I still got kids I got to coach. You know, so it was, you know, it was a lot. It was a lot to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, it has taken a while to say that, like, when people ask, where do you work? I say, oh, Riverhead Charter School. My first instinct is still Mercy High School. I guess I'm still transitioning, although I'm not sure if I'll ever, that part of me will, that Mercy part, I don't think will ever fully transition away.
I am forever a monarch.
We are forever monarchs.
I am forever a monarch.
I am forever a monarch.
I'm forever a monarch.
We are forever monarchs.
I am forever a monarch.
I am forever a monarch.
I am forever a monarch.